need today is okay. New message. Okay, great. Is a letter ball of some sort. Remember, you can always use a rolled up pair of socks or a ball shaped object of some sort. And then 2 pencils, 2 cooking utensils, your thumbs, just something that's easy for you to hold. Okay. So we'll start, let me tilt this. We'll start in from a seated or standing grounding position here. And we'll close the eyes. I'm just starting by coming into the breath. Trying to breathe through the low belly. Trying to slow that breath down. And today I just want you to do a scan from the front of your body comparatively to the back of your body. So just noticing, how does your chest feel compared to your back? Do you have more sensation in one area over the other? How does your stomach feel comparatively to your low back? Can you sense the tops of your hips compared to the backs of your hips? Tops of the legs versus the back of the legs. Can you sense the top of your feet versus the bottom part of your feet? And then in your upper body, can you feel the tops of your arms compared to the bottom part of your arms? Okay, and just noticing overall in all of those areas, what areas felt quiet for you? Maybe you don't have a lot of sensation there. Maybe those areas weren't speaking to you very much, but just bring your attention now to those quieter areas. I just want you to take 2 breaths into those areas. Seeing if you can breathe through your nose. And 1 more breath into those areas. Good. Go ahead and set your intention for class today. And then we'll open the eyes. We'll reach both arms up to the sky. We can interlace the fingers if you're able to and take a side bend to the left and a side bend to the right. Yep, and then you're going to stay up tall. You're going to bring left arm down, right arm is going to stay up. But I just want you to find this oppositional reach, reaching through the fingers. And then I want you to, again, bring that into a side bend, but still finding that oppositional reach. 1 arm straight up to the sky, 1 arm straight down to the ground. And then back to the center, bring the other arm up, so both arms are up. Right arm comes down, and same thing here. Slowly coming into a side bend as if you're picking something up off the floor. 1 arm reaches up to the sky, 1 arm reaches down, and back to the center, both arms up. Yeah, and let's just move through each side at your own pace, side bending left, find the oppositional reach, and center. Side bend right, find that oppositional reach, and center. Yeah, let's do 1 more each side. Side bend and center, and side bend reach and center. Good, and we'll bring both arms out in front of us. We're gonna find that same oppositional reach and a rotation. So go ahead and just open and rotate to your left. But I want your focus here to be from palm to palm. So how far away can you make those 2 palms from each other? Finding that oppositional reach in each direction, and then back to the center, touch the 2 palms together out in front of you, and then switch sides. Finding a big reach through the palms, open up your wingspan. How long can you get that wingspan? And then back to the center, palms touch, and switch. lengthen the wingspan, and center, and switch. Lengthen, center, and switch. So as you're doing this, maybe you start to notice that this movement's really coming from your shoulder blades. So I'm cueing you from your palms, but the shoulder blades are the two things that are really going to move away from each other to try to lengthen that wingspan. So maybe now putting a little bit more focus into the shoulder blades here. Let's just do maybe a couple more. And last one. Good, and back to the center. Okay, we'll let the hands and arms just dangle nice and heavy down by your side. Let's just find a slow, heavy roll down. Articulating down one vertebra at a time. I'm gonna have you pause at the bottom. Take a few breaths at the bottom. And on that last breath, on that last exhale, we'll slowly roll back up. Leave your arms heavy this whole time. Yeah, let's do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to slightly rotate my body to the left. And again, just letting everything drape down, articulate down to the left. And again, pausing at the bottom, taking an inhale into the open ribs. And then on your exhale, roll yourself back up. Same thing on the other side. Draping yourself down. Take an inhale into the open ribs. And then pulling yourself back up. Good. And then we're going to sit tall. Let's bring fingertips to that area just under the collarbones. I'm just going to have you give a gentle pull to the skin, tilting the head up, sliding the lower jaw forward, and then tucking the chin into the throat. Up, slide the lower jaw forward, and then chin into throat. Just do that one more time. Up, lower jaw forward, and chin into throat. Okay, good. We're going to do a new one here. I'm just going to zoom into the camera so you can really see me. Okay, so this is going to be specifically for one of your cranial nerves. It's going to, I'm hoping to release some tension you might be holding in your neck. But first, we're just going to do a test. So I just want you to turn head and neck to the left, and then turn head and neck to the right. And just do that a few times back and forth. And I just want you to notice what your range is here. For those of you that have fused cervical vertebra or hardware in your vertebra, you can be doing this from your whole torso. Again, it's really just a test. You could also be doing an overhead arm test, just lifting the arms up overhead and just seeing how that feels for you. Yeah, because I really want you to see the difference between this one. So we're just going to do an assessment and then a reassessment after we do this one. Okay, good. Okay, so you kind of have a baseline of how the neck and the shoulders are feeling. So we're going to do this. I'm going to have you make sure I'm saying this right. You're going to tilt. We're going to do this on both sides. You're going to tilt your head to the left and then back to the center. Okay. Just as a reminder here, I want you to make sure that your head and neck is properly. So make sure that head and neck isn't jutting forward. Make sure that head and neck is stacked over your spine. So you're kind of drawing your chin into your throat. Okay. Yeah. And then you're going to find that head tilt to the left or to the right. And then back to the center. Okay, pause for a sec. Take your left shoulder, and I want you to pull that shoulder down and back, like really exaggerate. You're really actively pulling that left shoulder down and back. Okay, now hold that. Tilt your head to the right. And now let your lower jaw tilt down towards the floor. So lower jaw is going to slide slightly to the right. Okay, and then release that and come back to the center. We're doing something called nerve flossing here. If anything starts to feel tingly in through your neck or your shoulder, then just back off a little bit. But we're gonna come in and out of this so we don't make it too intense. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna add a small head movement as we hold that. Shoulder back and down, so left shoulder back and down. Tilt the head right. Jaw slants off to the right. And then you're gonna add a little, just a small head nod, like I'm just doing a yes nod. It's really small. You're just gonna do that about 10 times. Mhm. And then go ahead and release that. Okay, just give the shoulders a few circles around. Okay, good. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So start with that, retracting that chin back. Okay, so head and neck are stacked over the spine. And then just bring the neck into a side bend to the left. Yep, and then back to the center. One more time, side bend left, just warming you up. And center. Okay, good. Take that right shoulder, really actively pull it down and back. Okay, hold that. Like I want you to feel maybe some of those upper back muscles working for you. Tilt your head to the left. Let the jaw slant to the left. Hold. And then back to the center. Okay, we're going to add the head movement this time. Shoulder down and back. Head tilt left. Jaw to the left. And add 10 small yes nods. Really small. And then slowly come out of that. Give the shoulders a few shoulder circles. Okay, let's just do a reassessment here. So I'm just gonna have you start with that. Ooh, wow, that really works for me. Start with that cervical rotation left and right. Just notice how that feeling. Do you have more range of motion? Yeah, if you were doing a few arm raises before, do a few arm raises, coming up and down. Yeah, and I'm just curious here, can I get, because I just want to see how well this resonated and works for people. Can I get a thumbs up if it improved, a sideways thumb if it stayed the same, and a down thumb if it got worse? Okay. Okay, mainly, yeah, Claudia, I see you. Okay, all thumbs up. Wow, awesome, cool. So that is a really good one, especially, this really goes for anybody, especially for people that are at a computer and everything. But if you are one of those people that hold tension and stress in your neck and pushing tension and stress in your neck and upper shoulders, and if that one works for you, doing this one exercise 1 or 2 times a day can be really helpful. We're just nerve flossing one of your cranial nerves that comes down through the neck. So that's a really good one. Okay, let me zoom out here a little bit. Okay, but what's important with that stuff then is now that we have it loosened up, we then want to come into some strengthening with that so we can integrate the looseness and the range of motion that you have. We can integrate that more into strengths. Okay, so we're just going to layer on with some of that. So we're going to come back to some of our rotations. So hands are going to come out in front of you. And I want first your eyes to go to the left, then your head and neck to go left, and then your whole body to go left. And I just want you to hold this for a couple seconds. What's the farthest thing to the left that you can see? How far can you rotate? And then everything comes back to the center. First, eyes go to the right, then head and neck go to the right, then whole body rotates to the right. What's the farthest thing you can see? What's the farthest you can rotate? And back to the center. Eyes left, head and neck left, body rotates left. Can you go a little further this time? And center, eyes right, head and neck right, body right. Can you go a little farther? Good, let's do one more each side. Back to the center, eyes left, head and neck left, body left, even further. And center, eyes right, head and neck right, body right, and center. Good, awesome. Nice, everyone. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna zoom out and then we'll come back into some of this. Okay, so hands are gonna come to your scalp. Go ahead and give yourself just a nice full head scratch all the way around your scalp, your hairline, the top of your head. Good. And then we're going to take your 2 thumbs or 2 knuckles and place them just at the inside corner of your eyebrow. You can close your eyes and just take a second there. You're just holding really, really light pressure. We have an acupressure point here. Helps bring some calm into the nervous system. So just hold that for a few seconds. Maybe take a couple of breaths. Inhale into your low belly. And then exhale. Good, and we'll release that. And then taking fingertips, we'll do the ear in a sec, taking fingertips to that area just under your collarbones, finding that tapping there. Okay, good. And then again, bringing your fingers or your knuckles, this is a little different than we've done before, I want you to put your fingertips right on top of your collarbone, okay, whichever collarbone you want to start with, or your knuckles. And then I just want you to drag down. You're just dragging your fingers down. We're just trying to create a little bit more space here. We have a lot of muscle attachments that attach to the collarbone in general, but also attach to this bottom part of the collarbone. Yeah, it might be a little bit easier to go under your shirt, like slipping in through the neck part of your shirt so that your fingers can use a little bit of the traction from your skin. Otherwise, it's okay to do it over the shirt. Okay, and you're just dragging the skin down, again, using knuckles or fingers. This might be a really tender area for you. Okay, and then just release that and just kind of notice how the 2 sides feel comparatively. Yeah, and then let's do the other side, fingertips. Starting right over the bone and then dragging the fingertips down. Yeah. If you find you have a tender spot, as always with the tender spots, you can hold, you can breathe into it. You can add more pressure if you'd like. But remember, more pressure isn't always better, so don't beat yourself up. Yeah, and then relax and go ahead and shake the hands out. Yeah, just do a few overhead arm raises. Just see if that helped in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, last one. Good. Okay, and then we'll take the ears. Push all this stuff out of my way. Take the ears, grabbing the earlobes. You can either stick a finger or a knuckle in your ear. And I just want you to find little small circles with your ears, pulling your ears around. Only pulling as much as you can until the skin pulls back at you. Yep, and I'm just circling around. No wrong way to do this. Our ears surprisingly can hold a lot of tension. So as you're doing this, if you start to feel some heat in your ears, that's totally normal. It probably just means you're holding some tension in there. Good. And then release that, shake the hands out again. Okay, let's do a little bit of body tapping. So let's start, we'll come picking an arm, tapping going down the inside of the arm, all the way out through the hand and the palm, and then coming up the outside. Do that a few times through on both sides. Remember, you can use whatever tool you want. You can do a tap, a pat, a knock, a swipe. Okay, so whatever feels good for you and your body today. When you've done 3 on that side, let's take a soft fist. We'll, like a gorilla, we'll beat the chest, let the jaw go slack. And I want you to start by saying, ah, like you're at the doctor's, ah. And then E, making the E sound like the letter E, E. And then last one, ooh. Try to go all the way to the end of your breath for this one. Ooh. Good, and relax. Okay, nice, everyone. Let's go over to the other arm. Working and tapping, going down the inside of the arm and up the outside of the arm. Noticing if the 2 sides feel different from each other. Good. When you've done that arm 3 times, I'm just going to have you wipe going down your belly, down the sides of your body, down your back, as if you were trying to get water or something off of your body, just swiping down. Good. And then let's bring, if you're able to reach your low back, soft knuckles. If you're unable to reach your low back, you can do this on the sides of your body, but soft knuckles to your low back and just finding a tap back and forth. This is where your kidneys are, so be gentle here. It doesn't need to be too hard. Good, and then we're just going to continue that. We're going to tap down the outsides of the legs, giving the feet a rub if you can, and then coming up the insides of the legs. Using a soft fist, using an open fist. We'll do that 3 times through. Good. And then let's come to the tops of the legs, just giving the tops of the legs a rub and a shake. And then coming to the knees and rubbing the knees if you're able to reach the knees. We can stay on the knees, but if you're able to reach the ankles, I want you to go down to the ankles and rub the inside and the outside part of the ankle. Rubbing over the tops of the feet. Otherwise, you can't see me here. Rubbing the arch of the foot. Good, and then working your way back up. We'll finish at the hips, setting the hands high on the waist. We'll just do one more thing here and then we'll get a little bit more dynamic. So bringing the hands to the top part of your waist. Thumbs are going to be in the back or knuckles in the back. And you're just going to trace the outline of your pelvis moving from the back to the front. And as always, you're just also noticing, are there any tender parts in here? Can you press a little bit more today? Does your stomach or your low back or your sides allow you to sink your hands deeper in? The more space, and this is just a good general rule for the body, the more space that your hands can take up, whether for any self-release technique. So in other words, the squishier that you're able, the squishier your body, but you know what I mean, the more that your tissues allow you to sink in, the better. That's a very general statement, but especially when we're talking about the belly region, top of the hips, like where we're moving our hands right now, the more this area is supple and allows us to press our hands in, manipulate our organs around a little bit, the better off our organs are going to be and our overall organ health is going to be. And remember that affects a lot of things in the body. Okay, we'll shake the hands off, we'll let that go. Let's go ahead and grab your letter ball. Okay, I'll have you go right into playing today. For folks that have been playing with me a while, go ahead and just go right into that. I've been challenging you the last couple of weeks to, if you're able to like really bounce the ball off of the floor, throw it against the wall. The more unpredictable you can make this game for yourself, even just try catching it single-handedly, again, if you're able to, but the more unpredictable you can make this game, the harder it works your visual and your vestibular system. Okay, so just keeping that in mind. For folks that are new, I'm just going to talk you through this. So holding the ball into your chest or the object into your chest, you're going to pull it away from you at any angle around your body that you want. You're going to quickly look at the ball, say the first letter number you see, pull it back into your chest. Pull the ball away from your chest at a different angle around your body, say the first letter number you see. I see a J, and I'm going to pull it back in. And you're just going to continue with this, pulling it around your body at a different angle, reaching overhead, reaching down to the floor, out in front of you, maybe even behind you. But you're just trying to challenge your eyes, your head, your neck. If you're able to throw the ball and play catch with yourself, then that is something you can layer on. And like I was saying in the beginning, you can start to bounce it off of the floor or bounce it off of a wall or catch it. Oops. Oh, hey, leave it. So the more unpredictable that you make this game, again, the harder and the more challenging it's going to be to your system. I'm going to add on one more challenge. You can take it or leave it. If you're able to close one eye, yeah, my dog is very interested right now. If you're able to close one eye, not manually, but without using your hand, so just squinting one of your eyes closed, this is going to make it a lot harder because now we lose a little bit of that depth perception, whether you're throwing it or you're just moving it around your body. So I want you to try doing that. Maybe do 10 or so throws with one eye open, and then do 10 or so throws with the other eye open. As you're doing this, just notice what is harder. Okay, and harder is an interesting word to use here, but like what feels more or less natural for you to do? Maybe it's even blurrier. Maybe one of your eyes is slightly blurrier than the other. Maybe one of your eyes has a harder time focusing quickly, like I'm asking you to do with this game. Yeah, and after you've done those 10 throws or moves for each eye, just out of curiosity, I want you to raise your right hand if your right eye had a harder time, or raise your left hand if your left eye had a harder time. And if you don't know which eye had a harder time, just raise both hands. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just was curious with folks there. Okay, cool. That's interesting. I got a mix there. Okay, let's just do keep that letter ball. Let's just layer on one brain speed game. If you get we're just gonna stay with some of the neck movements that we've been working on. If you catch a number I'm going to have you quickly turn your head and look to the left. So number, look to the left. If you catch a letter, I'm going to have you look to the right. Okay, so number, look left, letter, look right. So just with a quick turn of your head, number left, letter right. And do maybe 10 or 15 more throws here. Just doing a quick head movement once you see the letter, the number, and then going on to the next one. I'm gonna watch people here. Yeah, the quicker your brain can make that decision, the quicker you can look, and the quicker you can go into the next throw, the harder it becomes. Yeah, when you've done those 10 or 15, go ahead and just find a roll down to the ground so I know that you're done. Okay, good. And then slowly rolling yourself back up. Awesome. Okay, actually I'm gonna drop these. Okay, we're gonna do a few more head and neck movements, but we're gonna be in a side bend rotation. So we're gonna bring right arm up to the sky, left arm down. Okay, you're gonna find that same, so side bending to the left. Yep. Actually, wait, I'm sorry, come back to the center. I do wanna bring some eyes into this. Go ahead and grab your pencils. Okay, so I'm just going to show you this one first. Don't do this one with me quite yet. We're going to be doing exactly like we just were, one hand up, one hand down, and we're going to come into a side bend. I'm then going to have you tilt your head looking up and down at the top pencil and the bottom pencil. Folks who are blind or visually impaired, you're going to be doing the same thing. You're just turning your head and neck to point up and to point down. But I want you to make sure the shoulders are down. So it's easy over time for the shoulders to shrug up, but make sure the shoulders stay unshrugged as we do this one. Okay, we'll all do it together now. So right arm up, left hand down. Okay, coming into a side bend. We're gonna hold here. So find a side bend that's challenging but sustainable. Turn and look up at the top pencil. Turn the head, look down at the bottom pencil. Look at top, look at bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom. One more, top, bottom. Both hands come back up towards the sky as you pull yourself to the center. Yep, other side. Right hand comes down, left hand is up. Side bend, top pencil, bottom pencil, top, bottom, top, bottom. Are your shoulders unshrugged? Bottom, top, bottom, back to the center, both arms come up. Yeah, and again, side bend, look up, look down, top, bottom, top, bottom. The quicker you go with your head, you don't have to stay with my speed. You can go quicker, you can go slower, but the quicker you go, the harder it will get. And then back to the center, reset. And again, if you get dizzy, take a break. Top, bottom, moving at your own pace. Can you make it faster? Make sure your eyes can focus on each pencil and then back to the center. Let's just do one more each side. Did I already say one more each side? I'm sorry if I did. Now I really mean it. One more each side. Top, bottom, top, bottom. And then back to the center, both hands up. Last one, everybody, you're doing great. Side bend, top, bottoms. And then back to the center, leave the arms up, reach the pencils up, and then circle the arms back down and around towards the floor. Good. Okay, for those of you with glasses, I'll have you take your glasses off if you can see a pencil clearly in front of you. We're just gonna do a few pencil push-ups here. Okay, so holding that pencil out in front of you. We're gonna do some of the holds today. So let's start with the pencil at the height of your nose. Yeah. So remember, if you know what you're doing, well, actually, wait, sorry. If you don't know what you're doing, don't go quite yet, because I'm going to change it today. So you're going to bring that pencil slowly into your nose. If you can pull it all the way into your nose, you're going to hold it right there, only seeing one pencil. So I want you to see one pencil. So if that means you need to stop a few inches from your nose, that's fine. And you're going to hold that pencil for 5 seconds, and then you're going to pull it away from your nose. Yeah, same thing. Pull it in towards your nose. Stop if or when you start to see 2 pencils. Hold for 5 seconds. Pull it away from your nose. Yeah. Okay, so keep going with that one. I want you to do 10 of the pencil push-ups coming into your nose with a 5-second hold. 10 pencil push-ups with the pencil coming in between your 2 eyes. The reason we do them at these 2 different heights is because it works 2 different cranial nerves. Our brain is very precise. Okay, so yeah, take your time moving with that. For folks that are blind or visually impaired, I'm just going to bring you into a VOR. So you can hold that pencil out in front of you if you want, like a hand target, and you're going to do 10 shakes of your head left to right, 10 shakes of your head up and down, 10 shakes at one diagonal, 10 shakes at the other diagonal. Okay, that's that variation is for folks who are blind or visually impaired. Otherwise, you're doing the nose and the eye, excuse me, the nose and the eye pencil push-ups. Yeah, make sure as you're pulling it into your eyes don't close. Yep, yeah, that's good, everybody. Holding for 5 seconds. Remember, with all of this work, and I think I forgot to say this in the beginning of class, if you start to get dizzy, nauseous, tired eyes, itchy eyes, remember that all is okay, but it means that you've met your edge. So back off, take a break, close your eyes, grab some water. Okay, when you've done those 20 pencil push-ups, or when you've done the VOR, again, just so I know that you're done, go ahead and take one more articulating roll down to the floor. Let's see where folks are. And then slowly articulating back up. Okay. Good. Let's bring both hands up to the sky. I want the hands to be a little bit wider, so your hands are in like a W or a Y position. Yeah. And we're just going to do a few shrugs here. Shrug the shoulders up and down. But when you shrug the shoulders down and back, how far down and back can your shoulders go? So really exaggerating that down and back, exaggerating the shrug. Exaggerate the unshrug, exaggerate the shrug. Being mindful that ribs aren't flaring as you do this one. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Good, and then we'll bring the arms down. Yeah, let's just do one more recheck-in just to see how the neck and the upper shoulders are feeling. So go and just start with that head and neck rotating from left to right. Just seeing if that still feels good and hopefully slightly improved from the beginning of class. Okay. And then, yeah, if you want to do a few overhead arm raises just to see how those are feeling relatively to the beginning of class. And again, just as a check-in, because I want to make sure, or I should say, I'm curious to see if people held on to that. Can I get a thumbs up if your range of motion stayed, a sideways thumb if it's about the same, and a down thumb if it got worse? Okay, yep. Okay. All right, a couple side thumbs, otherwise all up thumbs. Nice. Okay, cool. That's great, everyone. Thanks for doing that. Okay. Awesome. So let's just come back to a grounded position. We're going to find a head tilt to the left. Think of pulling your right shoulder down and back just one more time. We're not going to do the full nerve floss here, just one more little release. Yep, and then head tilt to the right. Pull that left shoulder blade down and back. Good, and then release. Awesome. All right, we'll close the eyes. We'll find the breath into the low belly again. And then let's just find that scan of the front versus the back of the body again. So noticing the tops of your arms compared to the bottoms of your arms. Your chest versus your upper back. Does anything feel different, feel more awake, feel more alive or tingly? How does the belly feel versus the mid and the low back? How do the tops of the legs feel compared to the bottom parts of the legs? And then do you have any sensation or awareness of the tops of your feet? This can often be a quiet place for people versus the bottom part of your feet. Go ahead and think of one thing you're grateful for today. We'll take one more inhale, one more exhale, and we'll open the eyes. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining today, everybody.